Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be joined by Ebanie Bridges, all the way from Sydney, Australia, aka the Blonde Bomber. How are you doing, Ebanie?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, very good. How's lockdown life treating you?
Um, you know what? I can't complain. I'd hate to say it, but I'm kind of loving it. Look, I hate that that I can't fight and that I can't spar. But other than that, I'm training heaps. I'm training like 3 times a day. I get to recover and rest between my sessions. I get to like meditate. I have time. It's good. Considering I teach full time usually, so I'm always having to squash my training in before school, after school. And it's just so rushy. So I'm definitely not complaining. I'm enjoying it, and yeah. So watching a lot of boxing. It's like train, eat, watch boxing. Train, eat, watch boxing. Repeat.
Perfect life.
Yeah, that's it. Living the dream, mate. Just not
so as
getting
you quite
paid yet.
so as you quite right mentioned there, you teach as well. You're a maths teacher, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yep. Yeah. High school math.
High school maths.
Yeah.
And what do your students think of your fighting?
Oh, they love it. Oh, they love it. I teach at a sports school, and
Right.
they all come up to me and, "Oh, when's your next fight, miss?" Or like they're always asking me about my next fights, and they always come up and always have little jokes like, "Oh, so and so said that they could take you on, miss," and I'm like, "All right, let's go," and I'll literally like wear up and I'll go like this, and they just shit themselves. No, they're cool. They're good, man. Like when I win things, like I'll take my belt in and stuff, and like when I was the amateur and that, and bribe them with my boxing. I'm always like, okay, guys, so if you guys be good, then we'll watch 5 minutes of my boxing at the end. And they're like, okay, everyone, let's be good. Okay, shh, stop. Like, and they always like tell each other like to we want to watch Miss Bash people. And it works every time. But yeah, no, so it's good. They love it, and I'm just how I am now. In class, I'm the same. I just minus the swearing, obviously. I mean, sometimes slip up, but yeah.
And mine is
Other than
punching
that,
people in the face.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, but I mean, my personality, like, I talk to the kids like, like this, like I don't go in there and like go to like completely different, change who I am, because I think it's really good for the kids to be like have someone to be relatable, and yeah, that's good.
Excellent. So, bantamweight division, and you're 4-0 as things stand.
Yep, 4-0. Yep,
Yeah, last fight was
yeah,
in February against Crystal Hoy.
yeah. Crystal Hoy,
Yeah,
yeah, a really experienced veteran of the sport. She's been boxing. She's been fighting for like nearly 20 years. Um, she's fought 9 world champions. She was good, man. Like, and we wanted to fight. We wanted to fight someone like her because we knew she was durable. And she's tough and she brings a fight. And because I was stopping all the girls before, like it's good, but it's not. Like I'm at the stages where I want to learn, and like when I'm just going in for 2 minutes or like 2.5 minutes, like stopping them, um, like it's you can jump and dance about it like being all yay, but at the same time it's like it's not really giving me that experience that I kind of want. I didn't have a big amateur career, so I do want more ring time. So that was really, really good for me. I really enjoyed that fight, and we had a good fight. I was just
mm,
stronger, faster.
yeah,
But yeah, went to 6 rounds, so that was really good for me. It's the first time I've gone past 3 rounds, so no,
yeah.
it was
Because
good.
I was going to say you won on a unanimous decision as well, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, I won 60-54. I won every round.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, like she definitely gave me more of a fight than any other opponent that I had.
yeah,
Usually I just threw a couple of punches and they just fucking buckle. Which
yeah.
is fine. But I'm like, I'm not done yet. Like I just want to keep punching on. But yeah, I mean, I say that now, but I'm sure when I start going up the ranks and fighting for all titles, I'll be wanting it over in the first round, if possible. But at the moment, I just like, I like learning, so I like to fight.
Excellent. And the thing is with fighters like Crystal, like you say, they're teak tough, so they've been around the ring so many times, and you are going to learn, you
Yep.
are going to be able to perfect your craft
Yeah,
against those fighters. Yeah,
exactly. And her experience, you could tell the experience. She took her time a little bit more. Not like wasting energy, so to speak. But I'm a very high paced pressure fighter anyway.
Yeah.
So even if me taking time is still not taking time, like it's, I'm a high volume pressure fighter. So, and just some of the stuff on the inside, because I'm a big inside fighter, and I'm usually, like I still had it over on the inside, but she did some things on the inside, which I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Like, she just has that experience. And, it was really good for me. I really enjoyed it. And she really, she actually came in like 6 pounds overweight.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, actually, no, she was 5 pounds over. Because I was 1 pound under, so she ended up being like 6 pounds heavier. But
it's a big advantage, isn't it, on the night?
Fun. So that was another experience, huh?
It's a big advantage on the night, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to push her around as much as like bantam weights, because then she would have put on a heap more weight. Definitely. Yeah. I would say, she was pretty big when we got in there. I was still pushing her around, but like the girls my size, I punch them and they go flying. So I mean, it was but I'm not complaining. Whatever, it was good.
Everything's a learning fight.
Yeah, it's
so
good.
With the introduction into boxing, you were a former ringer. I remember having a conversation with you briefly on Twitter about this.
Yeah.
And that's where it all started, really, wasn't it, in terms of your passion for the sport? But so what made the switch in your head, thinking, right, I'm going to go from the ring girl side of things to putting the gloves on?
So, well, I did ring girl because it was illegal for women to fight in Australia.
Right.
So it's only been legal for women to fight in combat sports since 2008.
Right.
Which is really not that long. Yeah. And I started doing ring girl when I was 18. So, and I think it was like maybe like 4 years or 5 years into that where it became legal. But by that point, I'd already been really heavy into my bodybuilding. I was competing as a bodybuilder or a figure athlete. So I wasn't going to give up my goals on my new career or path just because combat sports came legal. I wasn't okay, I'm just going to stop training weights and I'm just going to go bash people. Like I had to succeed and achieve my goals in bodybuilding. And I kept doing all the card girling. I did card girling for, I don't know, almost 10 years, probably from I was 18 till about 27 or 28, I think. Yes, so nearly 10 years. And I did boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, like all of it. And then I hung up the bodybuilding, the boots. So they're not boots, the weights. And I was like, because I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. I mean, I was winning and stuff, and the only reason I was competing and I kept competing was because I was good at it. But like, fuck, weights are boring. They always were boring for me. Like, it was just something I did because I like challenges and I like to be competitive. So I did what I had to do to be my best, and that was lifting weights. But yeah, and then I just was like, yeah, that's it. So I'm like, well, what do I want to do? I can't just do, like, I've got to do something because I'm competitive and I've always been like really athletic. And I was like, I'm just going to go like do what I've always wanted to do, which is fight. And like, mind you, I don't know if I told you this, but I did Kempo karate and I did types of styles of karate and martial arts. When I was younger, I had my black belt and stuff from the age of 5 to like 14. So I did martial arts and I did competed in that. And I did competitions, like obviously not full contact because you're a kid. But, I always did like do heaps of stuff like breaking boards, breaking, cinder blocks and stuff like that. Like, I mean, when I was a kid. So I've always been into that kind of stuff. And then I went my teens where I went off track a little bit and now I get into other fights.
Right.
Which I probably shouldn't have. You know what I mean? So it's always been not in my blood. My parents aren't into it, but I mean, it's always been in me to be like that. So it was just a kind of natural progression, I think. Like, it wasn't like, some people, like girls, I did a box exercise class and I kind of like punching things, so now I'm going to go fight. It wasn't really like that. It was like, I have 2 brothers. I liked always into boys stuff, always in all that kind of stuff. And it just, And I actually went to boxing, so I'm going on a bit here, but I went into boxing because I wanted to kickbox first.
Right.
Because it was more feminine. Like, back then, like girls, like when I was into kickboxing, it seemed to be like more girls did kickboxing. So it just seemed natural. And so even though I followed boxing, but I was just like, oh, it's like more girls do kickboxing. And then when I actually went into train boxing, because I went there to get better footwork, because I was like, oh, boxers have the best footwork. So I want to get the boxing footwork to my kickboxing. This is my mind, right? I realized it's very different. You know, it's so different, and I actually fell in love with training boxing and learning about boxing. So that's kind of where it went. That's the kind of process that it was. And then, I never looked back. And I was like, why do I want to get like kicked and elbowed to the head when I can just punch shit out of people? But yeah.
It's almost a little bit safer, isn't it, in a kind of twisted way?
I mean, it's different. Like, it's probably not safer for the constant like head, like getting hit to the head a lot more, because kickboxing you get a bit of a break with the legs and stuff. But I mean, it's not like sharp bones and shins sharp things like going into your face and stuff, So, I mean, I'd love to do it. Like, I used to throw elbows in the street all the time. Like, this is the best. But I mean, I wouldn't want to cop it back. Like, I'd love to give it to someone if I didn't have to get it back. But yeah. So
yeah.
So next question, I would never get into MMA.
So with the boxing kind of being in the background, and obviously, like you say, you always had a kind of interest in the combat sports anyway. Was there any kind of inspiration to going into boxing? Was there any particular fighter that you looked at and thought, wow, I would love to emulate that fighter one day?
I grew up with Costa Zoo.
Right.
That was my era, of boxing. Costa Zoo, so I was a huge fan of Costa Zoo from my teens. And then obviously getting into it, I mean, my favorite boxers, that especially all the Mexican fighters, you know what I mean? This is before I even started fighting. I was like, because I love wars. I love that. I don't look like the type, but I just love that, them just going to war, So the amount of times that I would watch Barrera, and I had a boyfriend in my teens that had all the tapes, DVD. He was into boxing as well, so we used to just watch boxing. But yeah, Chavez, Barrera, all those guys, Mira Morales, Costa Zoo, obviously, like I said, because he was Australian. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of started around that, Gaddy, Ward, because I would always look at those big fights and I'm like, hey, I'm a big fan. I'm not going to go watch Gaddy stuff. And then kind of it's from that. De La Hoya, used to be a big fan of De La Hoya. I'm not so much anymore, but I don't watch much of De La Hoya anymore. But yeah. Anyway, so it's hard. Tyson, of course, forget about Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson was a beast, wasn't he?
Yeah, Tyson. You know what it was? I remember watching Tyson and be like, fuck. I kind of hated his fights because they'd be over so fast. You could watch all these fights in half an hour.
Yeah.
I just want to see more of it. You just want to see more of it. But yeah, no, when I was an amateur, I used to, on fight day, I used to watch a heap of Tyson. And I used to be more like Tyson with my fight, my head movement. I had that real kind of bob and weave style. But I've just I don't know what the word is, evolved into my own kind of style. I have a bit of a mix of everything. I've had some injuries which have made me box in different ways as well. So I've kind of got my kind of own style. But yeah, I used to watch heaps of Tyson before my fights, and it used to just rev me up so much that I ended up realizing that I can't watch him because it makes me too psyched. I go in there just wanting to kill people. My old trainer used to call me Tassie Devil. Don't go in there and be like Tassie Devil, because I used to just go in there and go nuts. But yeah, anyway, the memories, not so much like that, but sometimes it comes out.
I think a lot of people are like that. We've got a fighter in the northeast of England at the moment called Joe Laws, and he's exactly the same. You'll have to check him out. And his inspiration was Ricky Hatton. So he used to love Ricky Hatton. And when you watch Joe fight, he's very, very similar, So, and I think you're right what you're saying. If you watch those kind of fighters when you prior to fight yourself or prior to training, it does get your hype levels going, doesn't it? And you sometimes need to take that step back and think, yeah, but I'm not Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Well, I used to, and another thing that I used to do is I used to watch Castillo and Corrales every fight day. But I used to watch that because I'm like, no matter how tired you get, you don't quit. Because my old trainer, he's my trainer, he's still my trainer now, but he was, so my amateurs, I was with the original trainer, who I'm with now. But then I left him when I went and did representative amateur boxing, just for, I don't know, just under a year. And then I came back to him as a pro. But Yeah, so he used to always be like, obviously the no quit mindset and stuff. And I used to watch those fights because it would just remind me, like, doesn't matter how tired you are, you just got to keep going because you just got to keep pushing, no quit, like, because you never know. And I was only fighting fucking three threes, but I'd still like want to watch this because it's just how it was. I don't do that anymore, obviously, because I'm more experienced and I just focus on myself and whatever. But yeah, I remember doing all that kind of stuff. It really helped back then, like
It does.
heaps.
It does motivate you. It does
Yeah,
motivate you without a doubt.
yeah, huge, man. Like, and I just like, yeah, I've always been a bit like that. But like I said, when I walked into my gym with my trainer that I'm with now, he fought Manny Pacquiao, my trainer. So, and he's
Right.
old Filipino, like he's Australian champion, and he's world title contender. And he we used to walk in the gym, and if you're training or any little complaint, he'd be like, he's like, are you a fighter? You a fighter or what? What are you, a fighter or a cargo? I've been in the ring, it's sparring, and I'd be like, because this is when I first started, right? So you're sparring and you're tired and hit a breath, because fuck, you don't know what you're doing, and you're getting frustrated. And he's like, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm tired. And he goes, what are you? I go, you're a fighter or you can't go? And I go, I'm a fighter. You want to be a fighter? Then fucking, you can't go in a fight. Oh, time out. Can I just get a breath? And I carried that, like, from my first trainings with him. I carried that, and it's like that from all my fights. That's why, and I get a little like sore, and I'd be like, oh, my hand hurts. And he goes, so he goes, you can't in a fight say, oh, stop, my hand hurts. Like, can we stop? Can I just get some ice on it? No. He goes, keep pushing. So that's the kind of mentality I got drilled in me as an amateur. And that's why when I on my pro debut, when I snapped my ankle, I don't know if I told you about that, snapped my ankle.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, I'm not quitting. So I fought with a snapped ankle for 3 more rounds, and then I had surgery and all that kind of stuff. But that's because of that, because it's too bad. Like, you can't quit. I was on pay-per-view, my debut fight pay-per-view in national television, Australia. There's no way I was quitting. I don't care if my leg was falling off.
The adrenaline drags you through it anyway, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Because as soon as I went to sit down in the middle of the rounds, like, during the round it was fine, but as soon as the bell goes to finish the round, I was like, oh my leg. And like, I go over to the corner, and while I'm in the corner, all I could think about was my ankle. Then the bell would go, and you get up and you're back on. You just, yeah. But then when the final bell went, I couldn't even walk. It was so bad. But fun times. Fun times.
But you got the win, and you got through it.
I got the win. I bashed the shit out of it for it.
Exactly.
Fucking hell.
So with the titles in the bantamweight division, there's currently 3 world champions in the bantamweight division, I think, at the moment. The WBA belt is vacant, I've been looking at, and
really?
I think that's
the WBA is
WBA, yeah.
In bantam?
In bantamweight, yeah.
Oh, I knew the super bantam was. I wasn't sure bantam. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So is that something kind of, you'd be looking at in the next sort of 12 to 18 months? Is that a realistic goal?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Yep. Well, this year I was supposed to work for a title, at least 1 or 2 titles by the end of the year. I would like to be active. In my amateurs, I had 30 fights in 2 years, so I'm used to being an active fighter. So I'm happy to be in fight condition all year round. And I just wanted to smash out the fights, really, because I had 8 months off when I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to play catch-ups, and now here we are with Corona. But yeah, my plan was to get a title or 2 this year, whether it be, you got to take the steps. So like Oceania or Intercontinental or Commonwealth, whatever, and then go from there. I think Commonwealth title would be really cool. Then I can come to the UK for that, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more interested in getting ranked and getting a belt ASAP. I'm not young.
Well, I can't comment.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm not 21. I don't have like 15 years to build my record. I wanna just get in there and fight, go hard, and make it a good one.
Yeah, get the best run as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to stuff around. So yeah, obviously I have a manager and all that kind of stuff that works. They do a lot of that kind of stuff, but I'm also pretty verbal and proactive myself, because I know what I want. So they just a bit, they know what they're doing. I have a manager for a reason, but we're on the same page and we know what we both want to do and what I'm capable of doing. So yeah, I was supposed to have another fight in America mid-year. I had a fight booked in May,
right.
20th, and then I was supposed to go to America in June, and then hopefully come over to see you guys. But
yeah.
Well,
we'll have to wait and see.
Everyone's laughing. Yeah.
So with the current crop of British fighters that have been around over the last couple of years, you've got Katie Taylor, you've got Terry Harper.
Yep.
What do you think of those guys, and how do you rate them? Do you think they're kind of sort of paving the way for women's boxing at the moment? And
to Katie Taylor, definitely. I mean, I truly believe that Katie Taylor was the beginning of it all. I know you got Clarissa and stuff like that, but I think Katie Taylor was before Clarissa, just because of Katie Taylor's skill and that aesthetic skill. Like it's aesthetically, she's brilliant to watch. Like she's just got that beautiful, neat, clean, sharp kind of, Olympics style, but not really. You know what I mean? Like kind of boxing. So she's nice to watch. You can't deny that. And then obviously, they both, like those girls, like Clarissa and that, they have the gold medals to back. So, and they're the first ones really out of the first crop of the women's Olympics. There wasn't, before that there was no women in the Olympics. So it wasn't really until women's boxing became in the Olympics that we could really even make much impact outside of that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's that as well. Terry Harper, I really like, I talk to Terry Harper a bit on Twitter and that, and I haven't watched, I'd be lying if I said I've watched a lot of her fights. I haven't really watched much of her stuff. I don't watch a heap of the female boxing, to be fair. Only if there's like big fights on, then I'll watch it. I used to watch more of the females from like the early 2000 kind of, like more often. Yeah. I just feel like I'm not seeing much wars. See, that's what I like to watch. I feel like there's not much of those kind of fights being broadcasted. So, which makes me not really be too interested. I know I liked, Kate Taylor had that great fight with Pearsoon, which was really exciting. So that's that kind of fights, like they're kind of fights you want to watch. Like Clarissa's fights are okay. She's getting better and better, I think. But it's just hard, that competition at that. Can't take anything away from Clarissa, but I just don't think the competition's there at that weight, the weight class. Seems to not be as much, but nothing taken away from her. And I mean, everyone, all these girls, everyone's paperweight, and they're making it good for the girls that have been around a bit longer, like Serrano, and Jelena from Canada, and some of these girls have been around for a while that have had 20, 30 fights that haven't even been started getting noticed until now. Yeah. Because of these Olympians that are coming through. It's the Olympians. And it comes down to that. Without the Olympics, female boxing would still be the same.
Yeah.
I think, but...
It's a shame as well, isn't it? Yeah. Because like you say, when you have a look around now at the talent pool, there are so many good female fighters. Kind of just going back to what you said there about the Katie Taylor and Delphine Persoon fight. Honest opinion, what was your honest opinion? Did you think Katie Taylor did enough, or? No,
I think Katie Taylor lost that. I did think she lost that.
Yeah.
But it's boxing, man. And I think deep down she knows win or lose. Win or lose, if she, win or lose, she learned from that fight.
Yeah.
And that's what champions do. And Katie Taylor is that kind of athlete that she, she could block out whatever. But the fact is it's a learning fight for her, and she needed that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because she was kind of just owning everyone. So these kind of fights are good. And that's kind of that's what I liked about the earlier fights with the women. Like you go back in the 2000s, from 2000 or even before up to 2010 to whatever, before the Olympics and stuff. The girls, they used to fight each other all the time. Yeah. Their records aren't perfect, but they fought each other. And they fought everyone. There wasn't trying to keep shit clean. Even now the females are jumping on board trying to keep the zero. It's okay. Like, you know, I know that you got to do it because it's how it is these days. But that's what I mean. There's so many fights out there, but they're not happening like they used to back. And it's the same as men's. Actually, we know it's the same. It's exactly the same. Yeah. Females are the same as the men. So I mean, yeah, it's just it's good to see more a lot more talent. That's for sure.
Yeah.
With fighters like Katie Taylor and, you know, Clarissa and stuff with her jab, and she's getting better and better each fight as well. You can see these girls progress, especially because they came from the amateurs. You can see the change and the way that their fight styles change each fight. And I think that's really important to be a champion. Me, I've always had a pro style. My coach, I've always fought like a little Tyson Mexican. I'm short and stocky. I've always fought like, I've never had an amateur style. Even in amateurs, I didn't have an amateur style. So I didn't have to do much, what's the word? Transitioning. But these girls that fought in the Olympics, they have to fight Olympic style because that's what gets points. So You know what I mean? You can't really go into the Olympics fighting like a pro because you're not going to score the points. Yeah. But it's good to have for sure. But it just maybe a bit harder of the transition, you see it. But it's good to see them settling down in their punches and sitting and more body shots and stuff, you know. Yeah. Not just straight punches.
No, definitely. I think it's definitely an exciting time to be a woman boxer. You know, I think the divisions are kind of really expanding. You know, there's a lot more of a threat in every division now than what there used to be. Say, like you say, 5-10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm like my division is freaking deep and heavy and very experienced. Like. Yeah. We have like Marina Juarez, who's had like 50, 60 fights. She's like defended her world WEC title like 10 times. And you got like Daniela Bermuda from Argentina, who's another beast. You know what I mean? Like, and they're all just like these, like they're beasts and they're experienced. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I'm going into like these kind of, if I'm looking at world title fights, like that's what I've got to look at, you know. And they're all fighting each other like those hard fights, you know. Yeah. So, but I'm up for the kind of fights I like, you know what I mean? I'm not particularly like all about the zero and stuff. I want to get a world title, but you know, I idolize and look up to fighters like your Wards, you know, and your Gaddies and the ones that are people's champs that fight, you know. And I will be satisfied in my career knowing that I've had fights and I haven't just to pick fights that I'm going to win and it's boring. Like they're boring. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy my fights as well. Like I fight because I like to fight. I fight because I'm like passionate, like going into wars. Like I know it's silly and everyone always tells me you got to be smart and you should fight smart, but I can't help what I enjoy. And you know, I do it because I love it. I don't do it really for the money or anything like that. You know, so
yeah,
it's always good to make money, but I do it because I love it.
Yeah, and it's a money sport. Obviously, it's you know, once you start getting that recognition, and like you say, once the rankings come and the titles come, everything else kind of comes with it naturally, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, for me, like without trying to like really insult people, I feel like women's box. I feel like the girls are really quiet and shy. Besides Clarissa, and it's a little bit boring. You need to have a bit of character, you know, like boxing's an entertainment sport. You know, you see like the males and stuff, like the Furies and, you know, your Roy Jones, your James Tonys, like, you know, these, you know, Nigel Benn, like these guys that they're entertainers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're the fighters that I look up to, and I think that you need to be a bit of an entertainer. It comes kind of with it, and I want to show that, hey, women aren't boring. Like we can be exciting as well in all aspects. Like we're not all like, you know, quiet and you know, whatever. I don't know how to say it, but like, and that's why I appreciate Clarissa, because Clarissa brings fucking excitement to boxing. Yeah. I mean, hats off to her. A lot of people hate her, but she brings excitement to women's boxing. Fucking love it. Like, you know, and it needs it because it's boring. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You need that. Like, so I you know, I respect her so much for that. And it takes a lot, man, to just keep doing, you know, like she's being herself and, you know, she's got her haters and stuff like that. But you got to, you know, we know boxing. Haters buy more tickets than the haters want to see you lose more than like your average fan that just wants to see you win.
Yeah.
It's the haters that are watching. You know what I mean? And realistically, in boxing, you need the eyes on you. You don't want to do silly, stupid shit like to get attention. You know what I mean? You don't want to be dumb. But what I mean is that yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Everyone can't be the nice guy. You need to have a villain. You know, so I like that she's not that she's purposely doing it. I think she came into the sport really young. You got to understand that she was really young, 22 or 23 or something like that, dealing with so much fame and so much criticism constantly. Like, I don't know how you deal with that. Like, I'm older, like, you know, like I'm in my 30s. So for me, it's a bit easier. I'm experienced, but for someone young like that, it's a lot to take on. So, you know, the way she's evolved and she's becoming more able to manage everything, I think she's doing well.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. So with your view of the boxing world from down under, are there any prospects or are there any kind of hidden gems that you could recommend for us guys over in the UK and worldwide, really, to kind of keep an eye out for in the women's boxing scene down in Australia?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely keep your eye out for Liam Paro.
Right.
He's ranked number 2. I don't know if you heard of Liam. No.
I've heard the name, yes, but I don't know anything about him. I'll be honest.
Okay, yeah. So he's ranked number 2 in WBO and number 3 in IBF.
Yeah.
He's lightweight. Oh.
Right.
Lightweight, or maybe super lightweight.
Right.
Liam Paro, Brock Jarvis. Don't know if you heard of Brock Jarvis, but he's trained by Jeff Fennick.
Right.
You know Jeff Fennick, but yeah, he's a gun. He's super bantamweight. Mate, he's like a little Jeff, better. So definitely look for Brock Jarvis. Who else? There's a few. We've got some really good Aussies at the moment. Liam Wilson.
Right.
I can't remember. Have you heard of Liam Wilson?
I've heard of Liam Wilson, yes.
You have to get him up on BoxRec because he just fought a guy. So he's stepping up like really. So I get so excited talking about boxing. He just fought a guy. Let me look it up. He just fought a guy who was like an I don't know, contender or champion. And he knocked him out. Oh, yeah. He's Jesus Cuadro. Jesus Cuadro. Anyways, he was like he's like 18-6, but this guy's like he was like, you know, it was supposed to be a really tough fight for Liam, and he just knocked him out like with his crazy hook. Like he's very entertaining as well. He like showboats a little bit. He's very skilled. Huge amateur background. So yeah, Liam Wilson. Liam Wilson, Liam Paro, Brock Jarvis, Jai Opatea, and probably Mateo Tapia. They'd be my top 5.
So there's plenty of talent coming through. And you.
And
yeah,
me.
Of course.
And the Blom.
Which brings me on to your next opponent, which you've been struggling with, the egg.
Oh, the egg, yeah.
So, do you want to tell everyone what's been happening with the egg?
Yeah. So this freaking egg, so I actually saw some of the girls doing it, right? And I was like, come on, man, like as if you can't break that egg. You know, like I was a bodybuilder and like I'm like, oh, you know, like I got muscles or whatever. And I'm going to break this egg because I'm competitive. No shit. Like I was like, I'm going to do it. Like I filmed it because I'm going to get this egg and I'm going to show everyone. And like I was sitting there and I couldn't do it. So this is last week. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't break this egg, right? But, you know, we put it down to my farm fresh, I got my own chickens. So they're strong and healthy. So the eggs are as well. Anyways, today, I wasn't going to do it again, but I thought, nah, because I saw like Clarissa and French on Cruise and that do it and they were cracking it. And but they stuck at it, like they were doing it for like 5 minutes. Like, so I thought, okay, maybe just because they keep trying, it's going to weaken it.
Yeah.
So today I thought I'll give myself a little bit more time. It's like 2 minutes or something. I'm like, man, my elbow's going to snap. Like, I couldn't do it. I'm so angry. I'm still angry about that. It's going to go down as like my only defeat.
It's going to happen one day, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Far out.
Because it's using the shell defense.
Does the egg challenge? If anyone does the egg challenge and cracks it, you better like send me the video and you have to show me the egg first that it's not cracked because I don't want no cheaters.
Brilliant. So with what we've talked about prior to as well, and I'm obviously sporting that you're a big Chavez fan.
Huge Chavez fan, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of them.
How do you think the current Mexican leading light fares up to Chavez in terms of Canelo? What do you think of Canelo?
I rate Canelo. You know, I do rate Canelo, but he brings something different every fight, which I love about Canelo. And especially like, you know, most recently in the last few years, you just can really see his progress. Like he's really just peaking at the moment. You know, obviously he's a little bit older and stuff and more experienced, and he has like such a great record, and he's fought some seriously experience. Like he's got some great experience. He's had some fights. So I mean, if he's not really taking on things and learning and improving like he is, then you know something going on. I feel like that's one thing that I love about Canelo is that he's able to adapt, and his game plans are fucking brilliant. Like every time he goes to a fight, I just see his game plan, whether that's him or his corner or whatever it is. He sticks to it anyways, and it works every time. Like, and you can just see it happening, and he's able to adjust and adapt. And he's got such a wide toolbox, obviously from boxing for so long and fighting probably so many champions and stuff like that, and all the experience. And obviously the Mayweather fight, I think that was all like the turning point for him when he really started to like realize, you know, like what he's got to do, because he just got better and better. So I don't. It's hard, there's so different weight divisions, but I mean, I still would say Chavez over Canelo. Like, it's just they're different style of fights. Like, obviously the weight as well. Like Canelo's exciting. It just depends. Like you see, like his last fight with Kovalev, like all he did was like just wait, be patient, like, you know, wait, catch. Like he was doing like the Chavez style, like cutting in. That's what Chavez does. And he was doing that and just waiting. And to me, I was like, that's impressive, because you know how hard it is to do, like personally, so hard to just wait for that shot and set it up. Like it's smart boxing and sticking to a game plan. Because I always get told, like, just don't rush it. Just wait and pick and be patient and timing. So when I watched that, I'm like, man, this guy waited like that long, but look what happened. He wasn't losing or anything like that, but I mean, he was just sticking to it. Didn't get frustrated. That was really good. And then you see like a fight like against Danny Jacobs, which is different again, completely different. You know, and then Triple G, the two fights of Triple G, I think he lost the first one, but the second one, so elusive and coming forward as well. Like, it's just so many different styles. And he's able to, whatever fighter. I ramble on so much when you talk to me about boxing. Don't ask me about boxing, because I can talk about boxing for like 20
I knew you've got a big interest in Mexican boxing as well. That's why I thought, well, we'll just bring Canelo up and just see what your view is.
I know, like, people are like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. I've been sick of hearing your voice. But like, we know how he fights. I'm like, sorry. So yeah, anyways, he's very versatile. And I think that's what makes him, you know, and I'm not comparing him to Floyd Mayweather, but it was one thing that Floyd had was that versatility and that able to adapt. And I think Canelo's up there with that kind of stuff. So I'll finish it there.
Awesome observations. So what's your plans?
I know my boxing. I do. I know my boxing. You know, a lot of people out there don't know boxing, and girls, they know their boxing. It's so hard to talk to them about it.
Oh, but definitely. Yeah. My first sparring partner when I was trying to train as an amateur was a girl, and I wouldn't go back sparring her. Never again. Yeah. No punches pulled, literally.
Oh yeah, no way. Like from her?
From her, yeah.
Yeah, man. I beat the shit out of the guys, like, and I'm strong, and but then they match me. But the difference is they are a lot stronger, so they get frustrated and they hit me. And like the amount of times I've nearly been knocked out in sparring, but it's my fault, not my fault, but like I'm being a bully as well, like, what, you know. So, and sometimes they can't help but just retaliate like that. And it's all right. I just think, fuck, if I can get the boys, if I'm gonna take these punches, mate, these little fly, you know, super fly bantamweight girls, they got nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's your plans for the next few days then? Are you just going to be chilling out and trying to self-isolate as much as possible?
Yeah. You know, funny enough, I only had 2 hours sleep last night, so I don't even know how I'm still awake. Right. But yeah, and I didn't even get a nap in today. Like I was like, I'll try and sleep today. It did not happen. So I used today as a rest day and just did some yoga and stuff. But tomorrow back on training. And yeah, just the same thing, man. I got a pretty schedule that I've got for home. I can get up on my phone. I'm super organized. So because I'm at home, I'm one of those people that really need organization and schedules and things to follow. I need to organize, otherwise my brain's like. So the first thing I did when I came into isolation was said, okay, what's my day's going to look like? What am I going to do? Because I found the first couple of days I was just wasting my day. I'd be like 4 o'clock and I'm like, fuck, I haven't done anything. So I just got on the computer and I wrote up a weekly schedule. And 3 mornings a week I wake up and I do yoga. And then the other 3 days I'll do my bike. Do bike, and then I'll run after yoga. So I do yoga and run. And then I'll do bike and all my rehab stuff, like for my forearms and my elbows. And then in the afternoon I box. I do strength and conditioning, which is just all body weight stuff 3 times a week. And then I've even scheduled in my eating and my chores. And so I'm looking at time, it's 2 o'clock and I'm like, what should I be doing? Because I'm not doing anything. Oh, okay. Yep. I should be doing something around the house. Otherwise I just kind of get on the lounge and binge watch boxing.
It's not a bad life.
I know it's not a bad life. I'm not complaining. But it's school holidays as well. We do have a lot of online. We just went to school Easter holidays, but I do have a lot of work to do for online teaching because next term the kids aren't going back to the classroom. So
yeah, cool.
Fun.
Cool.
Zoom meetings.
And Zoom meetings, yeah, exactly.
Zoom classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I won't
be bribing the kids with boxing then, because their parents will probably be there.
Brilliant. But I won't keep you too much longer, Ebanie. So just to thank you very much for taking the time out of your day, especially on 2 hours sleep.
It's all good, man.
Thanks for
probably why I'm rambling a little bit.
No, not at all, not at all. That's what we're here for. We're here to find out about the fighters and for to kind of, give you guys that platform for to make the fans aware of your status really in the boxing world. So it's all good for us. The more you talk, the better.
I really appreciate it. No, I really appreciate you reaching out and doing this with me. I think I'm trying to think. I think this would be my first interview with the British or English person, so it's pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to get over to the UK when all this is over, and spread my wings over there and meet people. And I've never been to Europe or UK, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
Excellent. Bring a warm coat.
Oh well, yeah. No, it's not cold here.
Yeah, you'll need it.
It's like 25 degrees, and I'm wearing a jumper.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for taking the time out today again, and hopefully we'll see plenty more of you in the future.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Dave. Appreciate it, dude. And
no problem.
stay safe. Stay safe.
You too. Take care.
See ya.
Bye-bye.